My name is Jose Diaz, and I'm the manager of the Innovation Lab at Silicon Valley here in San Francisco, is where we have our office. And I'm here to present Goodyear and how we're trying to work with startups and also like ecosystem partners as well. So, you know, for us it all started like a year ago, and it was the day that our new CTO came in place, and he realized that there was a thing called innovation beyond tires for us. And you know, he was able to take Low Innovation, which is the group I worked at before coming here, and he was like, okay guys, like we're gonna go seriously into Silicon Valley and working more with startups, and we're gonna have a whole sort of like, you know, strategic push to do that, right? And the way that he put it, and it stuck in my mind, was we don't want to just like read about the future, we want to be part of it, right? And we started working on that, and we defined our vision as, you know, going beyond tires to deliver value. And that's pretty cute, and it's great, and it's forward thinking, but we know that there's no way we can do that just us. We need to not only find the local talent to do it in terms of people, but also like the local companies, the startups that are coming here from all over the world to work in, you know, the future of mobility, the future of transportation, right? So, you know, we know that we need to be here. Now we're trying to be, you know, one of the best partner that we can be to work with people like that. Our main goal is connect, learn, and build for future vehicles and data-driven service models. And our areas of focus, and I'm sure you heard that before, is, you know, fleet, autonomous, connected, and electric. For us, it was very convenient that it just adds as FACE, the acronym. So we've been preaching about FACE internally in the company, bringing everybody together and being like, we got to work on FACE, we got to work on FACE. And it's been really great to the point that, you know, everybody's now using that term in the company. And now we're talking about, well, what sort of pilots and partnerships and developments we got to do with each startup to move our strategy in each of those areas. And if we go more in depth, like, and this is my favorite slide that we have, because I really believe in this, and that, you know, it's not about believing or not, but I really, you know, as a, you know, moderate futurist, like, I really get excited about this slide. And, you know, it's by 2030, 25% of global miles traveled will be shared. And we were talking about metrics today with Amber here, and it's like, for us, mile travels is a big metric as a company, right? So if that is going to change hands, so where do we have to start putting our efforts now on, right? And that's what we're trying to do in the Innovation Lab here in Silicon Valley. Autonomy, like, you know, it's going to be huge, of course. Connected, automobile is the third fastest growing tech after phones and tablets. And, you know, electric is growing a lot. 4 years ago, investors were asking Goodyear, like, what do you guys think about electric? And Goodyear was like, oh, it's great. And now we're like, well, we got to go and do work in that and actually develop more and more and more, right? So just to give you an idea of, you know, some of the parties we've been working with, especially Plug and Play in the middle, they've been the ones that sort of like they helped us come into the ecosystem. What, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe? We were a satellite office, and we were coming in and off and just doing this kind of thing. And, you know, a lot of us at the company knew that we had to be here permanently, but it wasn't until a year ago that we started being here as an office. We work with the Auto Tech Council, where we see more ecosystem partners, and we work with different venture groups to help their portfolio companies and also help us understand, because it's not easy to have a culture of, you know, Goodyear, 120 years making one very good product, and then come here and just from one day to the other assume that we can collaborate and be the easiest partner to work with, right? That takes lots of learning, and the problem with trial and error is that you don't want to tarnish your reputation by being, as, you know, looked as a very slow moving company. So we are, you know, facing those fears front and being like, okay, we have to learn how to do that. So we do that with working with venture groups to be the best partner we can be for the startups that we're working with. Just to give you 3 quick examples of pilots or programs that we worked with and partnerships that we built. Tesloop is a long-distance ride-sharing or car-sharing company now out of LA. They do long-distance trips, for example, San Diego to LA back and forth, and you get to book a seat in one of their cars, which are Teslas, and they drive you there. and you pay $40 to $80. It's quite convenient. They have a sweet spot, which is something that would take you just the same amount as flying, or a little bit more because of TSA and taxis and ride sharing to the airport. But you're just sitting there and you don't have to go through TSA, you don't have to go to the airport, you're just going somewhere. And it costs you half of what it would cost you to fly there. We work with them, it's very convenient for us because it's a great testing fleet. They drive thousands of miles a month. They have, one of their cars is the Tesla in the world with the most amount of miles anywhere, right? And those things are really interesting to us. So we develop ways to gather data from the car with different sensors, put it into our infrastructure, and then deploy services to wherever they are, services that are smart and predictive. We work with Stratum, a company based out of San Francisco. It's a platform for mobility as well, and they connect a bunch of car sharing companies with people that can do work for them, like cleaning a car, maintenance in a car, or moving a car, which are kind of like trivial problems, but when you start having more and more cars in your car sharing platform, because people don't own them anymore, then you have to deal with those things. You got to clean the cars, you got to move the cars, you got to service the cars. So what we're doing is we're connecting directly to their platform and delivering information there that is helpful to the car owners, which are the fleets. And Sapix, I don't know if Christian's here, but I saw him earlier. Christian is the CEO of Sapix, and we met him last batch here. And Sapix is helping us make easy connecting our data inside, data that you can guess that's been there in a very old infrastructure. And we connect that data so we can connect that to external partners and decide which data to share, so we become easier to work with from that point of view. So takeaways, we want to build partnerships. I love this reverse pitch because I think that here in Silicon Valley, one thing is, you can't come here and just think that because you're a great tire company that people will like to work with you. You got to be a great partner, and you got to be equal, right? And there's definitely differences between the capital that a corporation and a startup has, and the amount of people and everything. But our teams here know that we're just treating our relationship as equal and trying to add value on both sides of the equation. The way that we work normally is proof of concepts. We prove the technology that is being presented to us quickly, and then we engage in pilots that normally, with Tesla, for example, we're at pilot 7, to give you an idea of many little pilots that we've done throughout the times. And then we build partnerships. Locally available design and engineering talent to collaborate with. One of the things we've done is we decided to hire lots of a team of people here, but also we brought in specific people from home that have been working 30 years at Goodyear in research, and they know a lot about vehicle dynamics and different mechanics and stuff like that. So we're bringing our capability, but also feeding it with new talent here, and they're ready to work with us doing those pilots. And then again, just reiterating our main areas. But also there are underlying technology areas that we are looking for, and that's why we sometimes will go to a supply chain event here, or we'll go to a blockchain event, or we'll go to a robotics event that it's not mobility, because we know that technologies, they can be applied differently in different areas. So we are looking for also artificial intelligence, data science, engineering, industrial IoT, cloud computing, and advances in manufacturing. And thank you. Here, if I didn't put my email on the slides, but it's Jose_Diaz@Goodyear. But I'll be around too, and if not, you can ask our email to plug and play. Thanks.